Hi, welcome to You, Me and Mediumship. Tonight I'm going to talk about how a medium sees spirit. Not the description of how that works, but more the image that we see. Now, as a medium, we tend to obviously see an image of the person, how they were on the earth plane. And obviously the reason for that is so that we can give a description basically to either people who are sitting out there whilst we're doing a demonstration, or to a sitter if we're doing a one-to-one reading. So we see and sense an image of that person as they were. That is not obviously a true spiritual image. It is, if you like, it's how they manifest to us to give us an idea of what they look like. That isn't truly how they are, because spirit are purely energy. And if we just saw simply that, a ball of energy, if you like, then obviously it'd be very difficult to describe what they look like on the earth plane. Obviously, we don't always see an image. Sometimes we will just get a name, or we will get sometimes just a description of maybe who they were, what they did in life, their relationship to the person you're giving the reading to. So there's not always an image there. So basically what I'm trying to say is that when spirit give a medium an image, it is simply an impression. It is not a true image of how they are in that present moment. It's very similar to how we would see an image if we were passing, because we hear the stories of how mums, dads, granddads will come and collect us when we pass, and obviously we would recognise them as we were passing from this realm into the next. But they need to do that so we feel at ease with who we are going with, obviously. And we know who they are. And it is the same in a near-death experience. Sometimes we will meet some of our loved ones in that near-death experience. But that is how they impress themselves upon us. That is not how they are. They are literally balls of energy and light. So as we see that later on in our journey through the spiritual path, if you like, when we're on the other side, we know who they are simply by that energy presence. We don't need to see them as they were in the physical body. We simply know. So, and it's the same for them. They know who we are. We're not going to be stood there like I'm sat here, if you like, in a jumper and a shirt, and we're not going to see all that, but we will simply know their presence by the energy that we are sensing. So we know who they are, we feel that personality. So spirit, that ball of energy that draws in close to us when we are given a reading, simply impress an image upon us that is not really true of how they are in that moment in time. So, people who have these near-death experiences say, yes, I met, say, my mum, my dad, my brother, my sister, whoever, and they will give a description of them. They stood there, they were in white, I could see their hands, I could see their feet, I could see what they was wearing. But that is not truly in the sense of seeing. It is more in the sense of sensing. So they are sensing that image. They are not seeing it through, if you like, we would see things through the physical eye. So when we pass, and if you can imagine being in the world of spirit, if you like, we are surrounded by the energy of our loved ones, and we sense who they are, we sense their presence, we sense the feeling of them being there. We do not truly see them in the physical way that we would see them on earth, if you like. So for a medium, they don't literally just walk in and stand there as such. What we see is an impression of that person. That impression comes from that spiritual energy. It manifests itself in such a way that we can describe them. And it's all, like I said, energy, not a real sense of a figure. Okay, so it's exactly the same as if they were trying to describe the house they lived in and they gave us an image of that house that we see as mediums is simply, like I said, an impression. So it's just an impression of that house. It's not truly there in our minds. It's not in the spirit realm, if you like. It's not bricks and mortar. It is simply an impression, no different than a dream, if you like. So when we dream, obviously we see things in front of us, but they're not truly there. It's just an impression that we are being given. So spirit are simply balls of energy and light and love that really rotate around us, if you like. It's just vibrating energy. They are not physically there. The same as when we see what we presume to see as ghosts. I mean, ghosts are a different thing. I'll talk about that another time. Ghosts are simply a playback in time, if you like. There's a vast difference between spirit and a ghost. One way of telling the difference, I'll just go on to that very quickly, but I'll do that on another talk, is that a ghost will not necessarily be aware of you because they are simply still in that time that they existed and they are still playing that part, if you like, in that specific time. So they wouldn't be aware of you. True spirit is very aware of you. Okay, they know that your presence, they know that you're there, and you will know they know you're there because they will acknowledge you. So true spirit is a completely different thing to a ghost, if you like. So that's about it really for this evening. It's just to give you an idea. So, what spirit really, truly is and looks like. And I think it's magnificent, really, how they can impress an image upon us. It's truly fascinating how they do that. I guess in a way, it's like us closing our eyes and imagining something. So if somebody said to me now, imagine a ship, I could close my eyes and I could imagine that ship. That image would be there, but obviously it's not a true image. I've impressed that image upon myself. And spirit impressed the image of how they looked upon us. If we could see them in truth, then we would see literally that ball of light, that energy, that vibrating energy. We would just simply see that. So I hope that's helped a little bit. Very brief description. Hope you liked it. Please subscribe, and I'll talk soon. I think I might make that the next subject that I talk about. I will talk about the difference between spirits and ghosts, and try and go into that in a bit more depth, and why we see ghosts and how we sense spirits. So I'll talk about that a little later on, but I hope that helps. And please subscribe, like the video, and I'll speak to you soon. Thanks for listening. Bye for now.